You know, guys, life is not always celebration. We have our moments. And some of those moments can be dark and uncomfortable, but we all learn from the hard things, right? We learn from difficult experiences. And right now, our next performer,陳奕璇, is going to tell the story. So please listen and try to understand, because it's very important. Thank you.
Before I start, I'd like to give you a quick reminder. If you feel uncomfortable at any point, close your eyes and take a deep breath. It helps. May 6th, 2023. It was supposed to be another relaxing Saturday in Ximending. I wandered through the bustling streets, pampering myself with crepes and donuts. They were amazing, crispy, warm, and sweet. I remember thinking, whew, what a perfect day. Around 9 p.m., ending my night with the movie felt like a great idea. I was in high spirits as the lights dimmed and the movie started. And then, my perfect day turned into a nightmare. A man walking late and despite a sea of empty seats, sat right next to me. I thought it was weird, but I brushed it off. Maybe it was a coincidence. However, minutes later, I felt something. A subtle, almost imperceptible touch on my left thigh. At first I thought I imagined it, but the touch grew firmer and stronger, creeping across to my right thigh. As I glanced down, my stomach dropped. His jacket was spread over his lap and mine. Beneath it, his hands moved. Panic came in like a wave, and my body froze. His breathing grew heavier, and I could feel the seat shaking slightly beside me. Is he touching himself too? But I couldn't bear to check. I tried to inch away as much as possible, feeling myself grow smaller and smaller, like I could disappear anytime. Finally, I pushed my leg hard to the side, which startled him. He grabbed his phone like he was making a call and left the theater. He never came back again. I couldn't focus on the movie after that. Honestly, I don't even remember what it was about. But I remember every second of those minutes. When the credits roll, I sprinted out, looking back every few steps until I reached the MRT station. Later, I told my sister what happened. Her first question was, why didn't you shout or ask for help? Well, maybe I was scared he'd hurt me. Maybe I didn't want to disturb others. Or maybe I was just too paralyzed by fear to do anything. For months, I couldn't step into a theater without that memory falling back, feeling ashamed, even guilty for not doing more. I kept replaying that night in my head, imagining all the ways I could have reacted. In one version, I yelled, "Get away from me!" loud enough to make everyone notice. In another, I asked, "What the hell are you doing?" and gave him the deadliest stare. And in my favorite version, I kicked him right in the balls. Just kidding. Or maybe not. But the truth is, I didn't do any of those things. Instead, I let self-blame eat me up inside. It wasn't until I learned about stress responses that I began to realize freezing is not weak. It's our body's way of protecting us when things are getting overwhelming. When every nerve inside screams, "You're not safe!" So, if I could go back in time, Sure, I'd love to write that scene. But since I can, none of us can. I've gradually learned to stop being so hard on myself, accepting that no one could handle such a situation with ease, and move toward healing. And to any of you who've been through something similar, I just want to send you a big hug and say, you're not alone, and it's definitely not your fault. Freezing doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. And to everyone else, if someone trusts you enough to share an experience like this, please listen and don't judge. No one asked for this to happen, and ignoring their feelings only adds to the pain. We can't change the past, but we can decide what happens next. By choosing understanding over judgment, compassion over blame, not just for others, but for ourselves, we create a world where no one suffers alone. And maybe, just maybe, that's how we turn the unchangeable into something meaningful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, definitely. Yeah. I would like to say that you're so powerful, and your power is actually in your vulnerability. And thanks for sharing this very, very vulnerable story with us. I think that we should not be silent about this. This is very important to talk about that. Yeah? Yeah, so thank you. Yeah.